welcome to Chandler in Focus. My name is Mark Stewart, Councilmember Mark Stewart, and I'm here today talking about the 14th Annual Sports Hall of Fame. I'm here with Nate Meyers, the Curator of Collections with the Chandler Museum, and welcome.
Yeah, good to be here.
Good to be here. All right, good to see you. Hey, can you give me a little background about the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame and give me a little bit of background about yourself. Now, you just mentioned that you had started with the museum a few years back.
Sure, I started with the museum in 2005, and I've been a part of it ever since. We're real excited to be constructing the new museum right now. Looking forward to an opening later this year.
Now, there's a big, we're putting quite a bit of an investment into the Chandler Museum to the tune of about $6 million, right? Mm-hmm. That was approved way back in 2005?
Correct, in two bond initiatives actually, in 04 and in 07.
Well, that's exciting. I know that the community is looking forward to that as you are. So
very much.
Yeah. So can you give me a little history about the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame? And
the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame started in 2004. It was started by a group of Chandler residents, coaches, former coaches, administrators, and it was an effort to recognize the outstanding athletes and coaches for their achievements that we've had come out of Chandler.
We definitely have a lot of great athletes and great people with athletic backgrounds that have come out of. We have a number of pro athletes right now that are currently playing and that have retired as well. So
absolutely,
it is definitely part of our fabric of Chandler. There's no doubt about it. A lot of state championships here.
So many. It's nearly 200 by my count.
200 state champions. Oh my gosh! And that's individual and teams.
Correct.
Incredible for just state. That is incredible. So tell me about your role with the organization and how you've been involved with this year's event.
Sure. So I've been involved with the Chandler Sports Hall of Fame committee for a number of years. And with the museum, we support a lot of the planning and organization efforts for the induction ceremony that happens every year in February. One of the things that I do that I really enjoy is I get to sit down with each inductee every year and do an interview much like this. I get to learn about them, and then we edit that down, and that gets shown during the induction ceremony.
I remember I saw that video for the first time last year, and that's a well put together presentation. And it really gives you background and depth into the athlete, not just what they did as an athlete, but who they are as a person. So.
Exactly. It allows them to tell their story in their own words.
So you have the interview, but there's a selection process that goes on before that. Can you kind of delve into a little bit about that selection process and how that whole thing works?
Sure. The selection process has a couple of layers to it. They take nominees from both the public, so if you know somebody who you think ought to be honored, you can nominate them, and then the committee is made up of a lot of coaches and athletic directors who know the athletes that have come out of the various schools here, and they will nominate inductees and potential nominees from their own schools as well.
Well, that's great. That's great. We've got quite a few being inducted this year, I would imagine. You know how many of that? What's that number?
Correct.
Without giving away the secret. But.
Sure. There are eight nominees. There are 8 inductees this year.
Oh, fantastic. So where will the inductee ceremony be held?
The ceremony will be held at the Chandler Center for the Arts in the Bogle Hall, right here.
Okay, right here, yeah.
It'll start at 11 o'clock in the morning on February 10th, and we'll have the induction ceremony at that time, and then it'll be followed by a luncheon catered by Sonny's Barbecue, which does a great job.
Yes, that's. I haven't had breakfast, so that don't talk about that anymore. So where will people purchase tickets? How do they get to attend?
Tickets are $15 each. They're available on Ticketmaster.com by searching Chandler Sports Hall of Fame or here at the Chandler Center for the Arts box office.
And will there be a link on the Chandler Center for Performing Arts box office page?
Absolutely. If you go to the Center for the Arts webpage, you can click on a link to buy tickets.
And there's an event, I would imagine, on Facebook for this?
Correct.
So you can go through that as well?
Correct.
Oh, super. So if you're looking for it, you'll find it.
A lot of ways to get it.
All right, great. So let me ask you this. So what are you most excited about this year's anniversary or this year's induction?
Every year I just am really excited about the quality of the athletes that we're inducting. Chandler really has a strong athletic heritage, and it goes back a long ways, all the way into the 40s with some rodeo stars, in the 60s and 70s with Zora Foley, a heavyweight boxer, and Eddie Wilson, who was the first professional football player to come out of Chandler High in the 50s. And it's just an incredible heritage. So getting to honor the continuance of that heritage is really exciting to me.
Well, you sound like quite the historian on some of that stuff. So I heard a couple names there that I hadn't heard before, so that's pretty remarkable. Well, I guess we're going to kind of get into a little bit who's going to be inducted. Maybe you could chat real quick and share with everyone who's being inducted this year.
Sure. So our inductees this year are Chanel Brown, who was an All-American volleyball player, and she played collegiately at Florida, down south at U of A, at Pepperdine, and she represented Team USA.
Oh, wow. We
have Tony Cassio, who played in the MLS. He played for the Colorado Rapids, the Houston Dynamo, and Orlando City. And he's a bit of a trivia, he's the answer to a trivia question that you may see on Jeopardy one day. When MLS started to allow intra-league loans from one MLS team to another, he was the first player ever loaned from one MLS team to another.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
that's interesting.
A little bit of trivia there.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, and I love watching soccer, but I'm going to have to do a little homework on that.
Yeah.
So who else?
We have Hannah Carson, who is a track and field, really just a standout track and field athlete. Her main sport is javelin, and she literally missed out on going to the Rio Olympics by this much. Just missed it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, kind of heartbreaking. But she's got a great attitude about it, and she's getting ready to compete in 2020.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Her dad, Stephen Carson, who coached the Chandler High School boys track and field team to six state championships, will be inducted.
6? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a lot.
That is
a lot of success.
Yes.
We have Glenn Love, who played football at Hamilton, and now he plays in the Canadian Football League after a collegiate career at UCLA. And he won the Grey Cup as a member of, I believe, the Calgary Stampede in the CFL. And the Grey Cup is the equivalent of the Super Bowl to the NFL. Paul Perkins, who is a running back for the New York Giants, will be inducted this year. And again, he was another great collegiate athlete at UCLA, and he's making his mark in the NFL with the Giants.
Did he go to high school here?
He went to Chandler High School.
Chandler High?
Yep.
The Wolf.
Yep. Sydney Parsons, who's a professional basketball player. She plays in Germany and Australia.
Okay.
She's out of Hamilton High School. And Coach Mike Woods, who is the baseball coach at Hamilton High School, and he has also coached his teams to 6 state championships.
Yeah, that is a baseball powerhouse for sure down there.
Absolutely.
And a lot of great baseball players have come out of there. Cody Bellinger probably played for Coach Woods as well, and he's a shining star right now that we all love to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger is certainly probably the star to come out of that program so far.
Beautiful swing.
Yep.
So these athletes have all made great strides, and this is a great way for them to be recognized, no doubt about it. But what do you feel like that relationship between the sports, the schooling, and then their life maybe after sports, how do you think that all ties together as it relates to the Sports Hall of Fame? I know it's a big question. There's a lot there.
That is a big question. There is a lot there. I think it's really great to in a community like Chandler that really is a big city but has really a hometown feel to it, to be able to take these athletes who've succeeded on the biggest stages in their sports and say, you know what, they're one of us, is really a neat thing.
Yeah, that is cool. That is great. So, well, I appreciate you joining me today, and I appreciate you sharing everything you know about the Sports Hall of Fame. Love to hear about your background with the museum. Is there anything else that you want to add to our
I'm just excited
today?
About this year's event, and I'm
me
looking
too
forward
now.
to seeing everybody come out and see you on February 10th.
Well, thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for being our guest, and that concludes our show. My name is Mark Stewart here for Chandler in Focus. See you next time.